Good morning, friends. Welcome to our YouTube channel, Sir Abdul Sattar Khan. 11th English 2.2 The Sower. Brainstorming activities, question answer. 2.2 The Sower ये पोएम है इसकी स्टेट बोर्ड इंग्लिश की इसके क्वेश्चन आंसर देखेंगे. A1 एक्टिविटी है there are a number of challenges a farmer in India faces. Discuss with your friend how it possible to improve the conditions of farmers. Challenges and solutions जैसे कि वाटर स्कैर्सिटी एंड रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग उसका सोल्यूशन है. Challenges है water scarcity, solution है rain water harvesting, credit and indebtedness, easy loan facilities from bank with 0% interest loan interest, land issues, no tax for the farmers less than 5 acres of land, climatic changes, insurance for the crops damaged due to natural disaster, government help education to reduce loss of crop due to climatic condition, social groups education and mass awakening, regarding government policies, new methods in farming, best seeds, marketing of product, awakening by social groups and support, lack of advanced technology in growing crops will help the farmers to take more crops in less efforts, cold storage, preserving technology, transportation facilities, and use of machinery in farming will help in a big way. Diversification guidance to the farmers for growing variety of crops according to local market needs and local climatic conditions. Market risks, regularization of market price, minimum revenue guarantee for the farmer will help them to grow different crops. A2. The poet has observed the sower closely, expressed in your own words the reverence of the poet has for the sower. The poet is prompted to call the sower an august personality, which means one who has reached the highest position in his workplace. Explain this using the following points: hard work, perseverance, dedication. A4. Pick out the examples of alliteration. Second, seems to touch the starry skies. The poet has used word imagery. Describe the idea and pick out other similar examples from the poem. The poet has observed the sower captures the poet's attention because the working hours are over, but the sower is still working hard in the field. As the poet continues to observe the sower, he realizes that the sower is committed towards his work. The sower's silhouette against the twilight sky makes his form dominate the deep furrows. All the actions of sower are dignified because he is sowing for everyone else. He worked so hard because other could enjoy the fruits of his hard work. The poet shows his respect towards sower in this poem. The poet is prompted hard work. The work of sower is full of hard work and struggle. His day-night toil in the field, different works before sowing and after sowing all needs hard work. Success of hard work done by him, not in his hand. It depends on nature. Though the daytime is over, the sower maintains a calm and patient and attitude and carries on with his work. Perseverance. The sower's perseverance can be seen when he marches along the plain with the determination to sow the seeds and hopes for a good harvest. The sower is old and he has seen difficult time in the field. In spite of this, he continues to preserve. He sows the seeds with the same hope and enthusiasm. Dedication. The work of sower needs dedication. The person who loves his land faces the multiple challenges, labor hard in the field, gets the reward of his harvest. Without dedication and labor, success is impossible. Pick out the examples of alliteration. First, from his hands, the precious grain sound of letter H is repeated. Now to sow the task is set. Sound S is repeated. Darkness deepens, fades the light. Sound D is repeated. Seems to touch the starry skies. Sound S is repeated. Muse I as I see him stride. Sound S is repeated. Seems to touch the starry skies. First shadows run across the lands. Twilight hastens on to rule. Old in rags he patient stands. Black and high his silhouette dominates the furrows deep. A5. Write an appreciation of the poem considering the following points about the poem: poet, title, theme, poetic devices, language style, Special features, novelties, values, opinion. About the poem. The poem Sower is written by Toru Dutt. The poem is about hard work and persistence of a sower who works tirelessly and relentlessly. Poet describes him in august personality. Central idea of the poem revolves around the act of sowing seeds by the sower. Poet praises the sower as a noble man. As the day is over and the others are resting, the farmer is still working in his field. He is not working only for himself but for whole community. Poetic devices. The poetic devices used in the poem are alliteration, antithesis, consonants, hyperbole, etc. The language used by the poet is slightly complex. It maintains a rhyme scheme A B A B. It has a steady rhythm and a consistent meter. Poet follows the narrative style of writing. Poet gives first person narrative account of writing. Special features. Use of imagery and symbolism can be called special features of the poem. The poem is full of descriptive imagery as each line either describes the scene or an action of the sower on the poet. The dominance of the silhouette of the sower over the deep furrows is symbolic of the dominance of man over nature. The precious grain is called because each grain holds importance for the sower. He shall sow these grains carefully and hope for a good harvest. The poem is refreshing and appealing. The focusing elements in the poem are dedication and commitment of the sower. Values, message. The values that one can learn from this poem are determination, perseverance, and selflessness. The message given by the poet is one should keep working with a positive attitude in life because one shall eventually reap the benefits of one's hard work. Poem has a strong message of selflessness of the world sower who is doing his job diligently without bothering to know the result. Your opinion, the sower's commitment towards his work and the poet's admiration of the sower gives the poem a positive and encouraging tone, thus making it a fine reading. The poem appeals to me because of the impressive presentation of the sower and the unusual comparison between human features with nature. Write a summary of the poem using following points: title, introductory paragraph, main body, conclusion. Sower poem written by Toru Dutt. Sower who tirelessly sows the seeds despite having seen many bad harvests. His dedication towards his work is described in this poem. Introductory paragraph. It is a gripping narrative by the poet of his observations about the sower. Poem is optimistic and complimentary. The poem is full with symbolism and imaginary. Poem contains 20 lines with A B rhyming scheme. Main body. Central idea of the poem is that with dedication, commitment, hard work, we can achieve anything. The poet's observations about the sower tells us the sower's undeterred faith in the likelihood of a good harvest in the future. Make him work hard today, though he is old and in rags. He is calm and patient. The sower braves the darkness and continues to sow the seeds by marching to and fro in the field, scattering the grain far and wide. Poet realizes his actions are noble because he does not sow merely for himself. His work for others elevates his position such that his height seems to be touching the starry skies. Conclusion. It is though simple but beautiful poem. It is motivational in tone and full with imagery and appeal the readers. It evokes the respect for hard work, farmer, and love towards the nature. Imagine that you are a farmer from a drought prone area. Write a letter to a newspaper editor, discuss the problems and suggest possible solutions. Atmaram Borse, Lakhampur, Amravati district, 17th June 2019 to the editor Lokvarta, Wilson Road, Amravati 412518. Subject: drought conditions in Amravati area. Respected sir, as you are well aware that Amravati district and surrounding areas in drought affected since last 3 years due to lack of water, farming and keeping the animals become very difficult. All the activities have been stalled due to lack of water. It has become very difficult to earn anything from the field. Many of the farmers had taken loans from financiers in order to purchase the seeds and fertilizers It is impossible to pay the debt of saukars. By writing to you, I would like to urge that the government to help us get out of this situation. Government should offer us long-term loans so that we can survive in this critical situation. Insurance of our crops, free of cost seeds and fertilizers should be provided by government. The works of employment guarantee scheme should be undertaken in our area. Otherwise, we would have to migrate in other parts of Maharashtra for survival. Hope you will publish an article regarding our issues and draw more attention to the problems so that government help will be released for us. Yours faithfully, Atmaram Borse. Agriculture is the principal occupation in Maharashtra and it has many career opportunities. Agricultural correspondent. Write in brief about the various career opportunities given. Above, you can collect the information from the following universities: IIT Kharagpur, Mahatma Phule Krishi Vidyapit Pune, Punjab Rao Deshmukh Krishi Vidyapit Akola. Agricultural correspondent. An agricultural correspondent covers the news regarding the interest of farmers for newspapers, TV, etc. about soil, crops, seeds, irrigation, weather report, disease outbreaks, labor issues. Marketing communication manager refines communication strategy, include branding of a company or client, conducts market research and plans to increase market share, coordinates with managing agency partners. Agricultural policy analyst describes a set of laws relating to domestic agriculture and import of foreign agricultural products. Governments usually implements agricultural policies with the goal of achieving a specific outcome in the agricultural product markets. Farm management, making and implementing of the decisions involved in the organizing and operating a farm for maximum production and profit, market policy, prices, etc. studied here. Soil conservationist designs soil or water conservation plans, creates guidelines to prevent erosion and loss of fertility in soil. Social conservationist is a scientist who monitors conditions of land and develops ways to enhance sustainability, advises crop rotation over to which crops grows. Scientist Krishi Vigyan Kendra KVK expected to serve as a resource center for extending government initiatives to local areas, increase in productivity, a center for farmers where they can go during crop related issues. Machine design engineer design products, equipments or systems to meet requirements in the field of agriculture, etc. A zoologist scientist who studies animals behavior, physiology, classification, distribution of animals. Veterinarians, medical professionals who treat animals, diagnose, examine the disease in animals and treat them. Food microbiology, studies about food safety, numerous diseases. Pathogens are really transmitted via food, including bacteria and viruses. Studies needed for preservation, processing, and safety storage of food. Horticulture is the art and science of growing and handling fruits, nuts, vegetables, herbs, flowers, foliage, plants, etc. It also studies processing, cultivation, and sale of the above things. Agricultural economics. Agricultural economics is an applied field of economics concerned with the application of economic theory in optimizing the production and distribution of food and fiber. Now, the scope of agricultural economics is very vast. It influences food policy, agricultural policy, and government policy. उम्मीद है आपको हमारा वीडियो को पसंद आया होगा। अगले वीडियो में दोबारा मुलाकात होगी। खुदा हाफिज़।